everyone, welcome. Let's see, if you have a couple blocks, have them at the front of the mat. If you don't have blocks, it's fine. A couple books might be helpful, but you can also move through the practice without any blocks as well. But blocks always come in handy in my world. So find a comfortable seat once you have gotten yourself settled. And just let the eyes start to close, either completely or find your soft gaze to the floor. And see if you can find a little more length in the spine, sitting up a bit taller. And then let the tailbone ground down, but keep the crown of the head floating up. And then notice what's happening with the shoulders and see if you can just roll them back just a little bit, just to open the heart slightly. And take in your environment. Take in the present moment around you. Noises, maybe the air on your skin, smells. Wherever you feel in your space. And be reminded that it's just part of the present moment. So be willing to receive and allow whatever surface is, but it doesn't mean you have to grip onto it or turn it into a story or create a judgment around it. You can just acknowledge that it's happened and that it's gone. And then you'll start to shift that awareness inward. And notice anything that's standing out to you, your internal landscape, some may call it. That might be physical sensation. That might be emotional, heaviness or lightness or sensation. And of course, it could be the busy mind. You're bouncing around or stuck on a thought from earlier or something that's to come. And whatever you notice as you scan the body, just notice it. Welcoming it, knowing that this is here right now, but it will change. A very simple phrase that I like. So this is happening. It just gives you permission to just be aware of what's happening right now. And starting to connect the outer world to the inner world, bringing the awareness to the breath as it moves from the outside to the inside. Again, without changing anything, we're just shifting the awareness. Following the breath as it moves from outside to inside. And noticing in the body where you most easily notice the breath. So it might be different for everybody. It might be the tip of the nostrils, the chest, the belly, the throat, the body. Whatever it is for you, wherever you most easily notice it. Let yourself take a few moments to just be with that area. Noticing the movements as the breath flows. We'll take 3 mindful breaths. Take a nice big inhale. The breath deep down into the belly. And then an audible open mouth releasing exhale. Let it be long and slow to let go. 2 more on your own, full inhale, take up space. Let it be unhurried. Big exhale. One more. Big releasing exhale. Let yourself be with the pause after the exhale. Bring the palms together in front of your heart. And we'll take one breath together to signify our coming together as a community signify oneness throughout humanity. Big breath in. Big breath out. Send your fingertips straight up towards the ceiling. Stretch nice and long and tall. Bring energy into all 10 fingers. And then exhale, let the hands float down by your sides, touching the earth. Inhale, lengthen the torso. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Even let your elbows bend a little bit so the shoulders can drop down. Taking another breath or two here, noticing sensation. Then inhale, start to lift from the low belly, the heart, and then lift the head up through center. And exhale, we take it over to the other side, left ear, left shoulder. Notice sensations. Breathe. Inhale, start to lift the belly, the heart, and then the head coming back up through center. We'll take the shoulders, roll them up. Take breath in, roll them back, and melt them down as you exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale, roll them up. Press them back. Exhale, melt them down. Let's inhale and float the arms out and up, energy in all 10 fingers. And then exhale, hands come down, out by your side, raising the earth. Keeping the hands as they are, inhale, pulling up from the tailbone up to the crown of the head. And then exhale, feel the energy of that breath washing over the outside of the body. Inhale, we lift the arms straight up towards the ceiling. Exhale, we take the hands out and down. Breathe from the tailbone up to the crown of the head, inhale. Exhale, let it wash over the rest of the body. One more time, inhale, float the arms all the way up. And exhale, take the arms out and down. Inhale from the tailbone up to the crown of the head. And exhale, feel that energy of the breath washing over the body, connecting the legs and the hands to the earth. Your hands eventually find their way to the knees. Just find little Sufi circles, sending the heart around where it once stood, moving from the hips. Just start with small circles. They don't have to be big. The legs stay rooted, the hips stay rooted. You might start to get a little gentle kind of cat-cow movement in, opening up the front body as you come forward, and just rounding out the back body a little bit. Only if that feels right and safe in your body and your back especially, otherwise keep a nice tall straight spine. Let the circles grow. Use your hands on your knees to help guide you. Bend the elbows to get in deeper. Find your breath, take a nice big inhale as you come forward and a big exhale as you release back. And then you can even add a little twisting action, taking the shoulder towards the opposite knee and shoulder. A little more action. Again, paying attention to your body and making sure it feels safe. Sensation is what pain is not. You can always choose to slow down or back off a little bit. And the next time you come all the way forward, pause there. And then we go in the other direction. Start off without the spirals. Just check things out in this direction. Sync up your breath, find your own groove, your own dance. And if you want to add a little bit of that or spiraling action, feel free to do that. Just go slow so you don't get dizzy. Just be with your breath. Feel connected to the earth. Just taking 2 more cycles around, unhurried. Next time you are back, let yourself come through center. Take a moment to ground down through the legs to help stabilize you. Find a couple of mindful breaths to ground you. As you let go of that circling motion. Let's inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Clasp your hands, send the palms to the ceiling. Reach up and over to the right, creating length in the left side body. Take another breath here. And then inhale up and exhale over to the other side. And taking another nice full breath here, opening up the side body. Inhale back up through center. Exhale, just take the hands behind you, place the fingertips to the floor right behind your hips. Squeeze shoulder blades together, let the elbows have a little bend, squeeze those towards each other, and then lift up through the heart. You might press down through the fingertips. Really squeeze shoulder blades together so you have a little pencil back there you're trying to hold. Another 2 breaths there. Keep the energy between the shoulder blades. Big inhale, big exhale. And then just gently let that go. Let the hands rest down. Feel the release and the letting go of the body. You might notice interesting spots letting go that had nothing to do with that shape. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Send the legs straight out in front. Flex the feet. Wiggle or make circles with the ankles. And then wiggle the toes. Just pull some flesh out from underneath. Press energy out the heels. Find Dandasana, so root down through the heels, root down through the thighs. Pull in and up, let the heart lift, let the crown lift. Let the shoulders roll back gently. You can use your hands on the ground to find that length from the torso, but then soften the elbows, but keep the length. Take another breath, energetically pulling everything in and up. Big inhale, big exhale. Go ahead and bend the left knee and let that knee drop down to the side so the sole of the foot comes to the inner thigh or the inner calf, wherever it lands for you is fine. And then check in with that right hip. Can you pull it back a little bit so that your hip points are shining towards your right foot? And then you might even notice that pulling the flesh out from underneath the left leg, the thigh, might be helpful. Get some of that out of the way. And then sit up nice and tall. You can always take hands behind you to find that length in the spine, and that might be enough for you, tilting the pelvis forward. You might start to hinge forward from there. Check things out. You can choose to let the hands come forward, but let's try to keep those shoulders rolling back and the heart being the one to lead up and out over the toes. Keep pressing down through that right heel and pulling the hip back because it likes to just splay forward. And then relax the neck. You can tuck the chin, you can even move the head a little if it needs a little release. But breathe. Wherever you are, take a few mindful breaths, go inward, and just check things out. Notice sensation in the body. Sometimes it's nice to just ask the body if it's got something that it's trying to tell you. And then all you have to do is listen. You don't have to analyze, you just have to listen. Soften the jaw and the face. Keep those right toes energized up towards the ceiling. Take another 2 big, unhurried breaths. Hands rooting to the floor, low tummy pulls in. Start to press the earth away as the low tummy pulls in and helps the spine lift. Nice and safe. And make your way all the way up. Roll the shoulders when you arrive. We're going to take that knee that's bent and lift it. And just let the heel rest wherever it does along the way. Doesn't matter. And if it's accessible to cross over without the sitting bones leaving the ground, if you cross over and the left bone kind of falls off the ground, plant it down, even if that means this leg's floating a little bit. That's okay. We're actually going to take the right hand to that knee or thigh and gently pull it across. Sit up tall and open the heart over to the left. So yes, there's a spiral going on in the spine here. But I also want you to get some action for that outer hip. So be gentle pulling on the knee. You might pull the hand down further to give the thigh, outer thigh, a little tug across the middle. Take a few breaths. Get that juice in the outer hip, but also sit up nice and tall and open the heart, getting some spiral in the spine. And then the gaze can go to the back wall to get a little more action in the neck. Get that right foot energized, so don't just let it lay there, pretend like it's in Tadasana. Big breath in and out. Another full lengthy breath. Big inhale. As you exhale, slowly come around belly button, heart, then head. And once you've arrived, allow that leg to come back to where it was, sole to the inner thigh. Straight leg comes out to the side. Left arm comes diagonally behind you onto the floor. Right arm reaches up. You can stretch right here, reaching out those fingertips. Or press down through the left hand and start to ground down through the right heel and the shin of the left leg and send your hips forward. Really opening up, send the hips forward, open the heart, fingertips might reach to the back wall. You can even open the neck a little bit, just be mindful as you gaze behind you. One more breath. And then very gently, left hip spirals down to the floor and bring yourself back through center. Take a nice big breath in, big breath out. Let the hands come to the floor in front of you, and you don't have to lean forward, just come up onto fingertips. And pull the floor towards you, lift the heart, flex that right foot, tailbone reaches back. So it's almost like cat-cow here. We're looking at the cow posture. Heart lifts, a little arch in the back. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Full breath in. And then as you exhale, just slowly melt, let that go. Take the hands behind you, bring both feet out in front. Take a moment, reconnect with your breath, feel the ground underneath you. I'm going to bend the right leg, place the sole of the foot to the inner thigh, pulling flesh out, make sure that left hip pulls back. Oh, I hope I don't. Last night I had hiccups for like 2 hours. I have no idea why, and I just thought I was getting them, but I think they're gone already. So sit up nice and tall. We'll hope that's the case. Toes point up, press energy out the heel. Remember that hip point's pulling back, so that left hip is pulling back, so your hip points are straight forward. And then hands might go behind you, squeeze shoulder blades together, lift the heart, let the pelvic bowl roll forward a little bit. Feel free to stay there. Or start to walk the hands forward. Don't go in as deep as possible. Let yourself breathe and then move in a little deeper maybe. Soften the jaw. Release the neck. Nice unhurried breaths, letting the body melt into the shape as it's ready. And to let the heart do the reaching, not the chin, just to create a length in the spine. Let your breath ground you. When you feel ready, ground through the hands, low tummy pulls in, let the heart reach out and up. Slowly walk it back. Long, tall spine, check in, find your breath. Let that right knee float up, ground down through the foot. Cross it over the midline, see how this side feels. Energize that left leg. Lengthen the spine, left hand on the right knee or thigh. And then final length, inhale, length, Take that right hand behind you and exhale, open the heart over to the right. Pull the knee gently across the midline so we get into that outer hip. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed down. They love to pull forward. Inhale, sit up taller. Exhale, open the heart a little more. Open the back shoulder, and maybe the gaze goes behind you. Keep that left foot flexed and energized. Soften jaw, soften breath. Big breath in, big breath out. Full inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, unwind, belly button, heart button, head. As you arrive, we'll take that leg back to the inner thigh. Left leg comes straight out to the side, any amount. Try to keep your sitting bones grounded down. Flex that left foot. Sit up nice and tall. Take the hands behind you. And nope, take the right hand to the floor over to the right of you, diagonally behind you. Left arm reaches up. Stretch all the way over. Or ground down through the shin and the heel and start to send your hips forward. Send the fingertips back. Open up the heart, the armpit. Maybe the throat a little bit. Really grounding down to find that lift and that opening. Another full breath in and out. And then exhale, gently spiral the right hip to the floor, back through center. When you arrive, take hands behind you, squeeze shoulder blades together. Lift the heart, let the pelvis roll forward. Big inhale, big exhale. One more inhale, one more exhale. And gently release. And you just lean back, let the feet come wide, and just do a little windshield wiper. You might let the knees drop all the way down to the right and even look behind you. Press the hips forward to the right. And then take it to the other side, look behind you, press that other hip forward. And then we come back through center. Really just finding one Dandasana, pulling everything back into center to you. Heels root down, press out, toes, press up. Bring some energy into those toes. And then squeeze in and up. Hands might root down. Make sure your thighs are grounded, your heels are grounded, the heart and the head are floating, shoulders are relaxed. Nice full breath in and out. Just mindfully make your way around to tabletop. Hands and knees. Pad your knees if you need to or want to. Check out how your hands land, right down to your fingertips. Just move through a little bit of cat-cow here. Any variation that you like or any movement that you like here is welcome. Rounding the spine as you exhale, press the earth away. Inhale, opening the heart, sending it forward, shoulders back. You might add on to this as you exhale, you'll pull the hips back towards the heels, stretching out the side body, finding that length. And then grounding down through the elbows, inhale, open the heart, bird, cat. Rounding it out in cat. Pulling the hips back. And then grounding elbows down, keep the shoulders. And just doing another round or two. And then just allow your next breath to take you to neutral spine. I'm going to extend the right leg behind. Flex the foot. Pull the tummy in, and then start to take that leg out to the side. Keep the leg straight, toes are gonna start moving forward. Try to keep it lifted off the ground. If you can, if that's okay, keep the foot to the earth. One more breath. And then take that foot slowly back behind you again. Square off the hips, pull the tummy in. And then exhale, knee to nose. Squeeze in and up. Inhale, extend. Exhale, we're going to take the foot over to the left. Crossing the midline, place the toes on the other side of your mat, over to the left. Lengthen up through the spine, look over the left shoulder towards your toes. Full breath into the right side of the belly. Inhale, come back through center with the upper body. And then lift the foot, come back through center, and lower that leg down. Check in with your hands, ground down through the fingertips. Find your center. Left leg extends behind you, flex the foot. Pull the tummy in and up. The leg doesn't need to go very high here. And then slowly and mindfully, not mindlessly, that'd be awful for me to say. Go ahead and take that leg out to the left. Take it slow. Let the toes start to point forward. Try to lift the leg as high as it'll go. If it's on the floor, that's fine. Another breath. And then slowly guide it back behind you. And then we cross the midline. Left toes to the right side of your mat. And then look over the right shoulder. Keep the head lifted and lengthen out, looking towards the toes. Another full breath here. And then we inhale and unwind the upper body. Lift that leg, bring it back through center, keep it lifted. And then round the spine, tuck the chin, bring the knee to the nose. Pull in and up. Inhale, extend. And then exhale, release that knee down. Let's take the knees nice and wide, toes together, press back, child's pose. You can roll the wrists if you'd like. You can rest with palms face up, signifying your willingness to receive. You might give the hips a little jiggle to melt towards the heels. Take another full breath here. Inhale, ground down through the hands, start to lift yourself back up into tabletop. Take the hands forward a little bit. We're just going to find some circles with the hips, sending the hips to one side, forward, to the other side, and back. Take the circles as big or as small as you want. You can bend into the elbows, get a little more movement in the spine. Just let it be your own personal dance. And then going in the other direction. And in your own time, when your shoulders are over your wrists, pause there, finding a modified plank. Pull the tummy in so we're not dropping the hips. Keep them lifted. Another breath. And then start to bend the elbows to lower you down to the earth. Modified chaturanga. We'll take it all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra, just the head and the heart lift. Shoulders roll back, elbows are in by your ribs. Exhale, lower down. Feel free to do that again or take it a little higher to full cobra if you'd like. Take shoulders out of the ears, elbows in by your ribs. Exhale, lower down. And one more. Inhale, lift any amount that feels right to you. And exhale, lower down. Curl the toes, either press up through tabletop or through plank. We'll take some length through the earth away. Let the heart lift. Let the gaze be down on the floor in front of the fingertips. One more breath. And then send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk it out a little bit. Take a few breaths there. Check things out. Settle in. Nice big breath in and a big breath out. Right leg lifts. Send it behind you. Press energy through the hands so the heel reaches further back. And then bring the right knee to the right elbow. Squeeze, try to tap it, and then send it back. Three-legged dog. Right knee to left elbow. Try to tap it. Then send it back. And then we step that leg all the way forward. Help it forward if it needs it. Finding your way into your low lunge. You might use blocks here if you like them, or if you need them. I like using the blocks to create space. So we're not rounded forward. We can find a long, tall spine. Right hip can pull back, thighs squeeze together. Taking another breath here. And then ground down through the left hand. If you're on a block, make it a low block, not a high block, so it's more sturdy. Right arm floats up, little twist. Another breath, press down through the legs, press down through the left hand, open up with the right hand and the heart. And then the right arm comes down. Ground through that right leg, bend the left knee, step it all the way forward. Forward, fold. Release the head by shaking the neck a little bit, gently, just swaying yes and no. Ground through the heels and the ball joint of the big toe and the little toe. Taking another breath or two here. Rooting down through the feet, little bend in the knees. Inhale, come up halfway, straight spine. Shoulders roll back, create space around the neck. Exhale, forward fold. Bend into those knees, nice, strong, stable foundation. Reverse swan dive. Take it all the way up, straight back, straight arm. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Take a moment to settle in here as you're upright for the first time in this practice. Big inhale. And as you exhale, till your heels and feet root down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, sweep the arms up. Exhale through center, forward fold, hands to the earth. Step back with the right leg. Finding that low lunge on the other side. You might take hands to the blocks again, create some length, some space. Squeeze the thighs towards each other so that left hip pulls back. And then right hand can ground down to the block or the floor. Left arm floats up. Really root down through strong legs and right arm. Left arm opens, heart opens, another breath. Left hand melts to the floor. Move your blocks. Hands ground down. Step it back, down dog. Hang out in down dog or move through a vinyasa. You can always modify by lowering the knees. Or you can hang out in child's pose. It's always an option. Wherever you go, just be there fully and be with your breath. Left leg extends behind you here. Press through the hands so the heel reaches further back. Left knee to left elbow, tap and squeeze. And send it back, three-legged dog. Left knee, right elbow. Squeeze and lift. And send it back. Let's step it all the way forward. Help it forward if it needs. Get yourself settled in your low lunge. Pull the left hip back, square off those hips, ground down, and then float up for a high lunge. Taking shoulders out of the ears. Another breath here. We're going to squeeze the thighs together, straightening out the legs and coming on the tippy toes of the back foot. Reach the fingers up. And then exhale, bend both knees and both elbows, cactus arms. Back knee might touch the ground, it might not. Inhale, take it up, squeeze and lift. Exhale, back down. Yeah. One more. Lift and lower. Awesome. Let's inhale, lift. Bend the front knee so we're back into our lunge. And then it's like you're painting the wall in front of you. Slowly take the hands down to the ground. Bend the back knee, step it all the way forward, forward, fold. Head releases, feet ground. Another breath or two here. Bend into the knees a little bit, ground down through the legs, come up halfway, straight spine, roll those shoulders back, and forward fold. Reverse swan dive all the way up. And hands to the heart. Reconnect here. Big inhale. Big releasing exhale. Bend the legs, inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, swan dive, straight back, straight arms, hands to the earth. Inhale, halfway, squeeze and lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands ground down, step back with the left leg. Get your foundation set. Pull that right hip back and float yourself up into your high lunge. Find your drishti out in front of you. Squeeze the thighs together so that right hip is pulling back, tummy's in. Good. Feel free to stay here if you want to hang out with stillness. Or start to squeeze thighs together, straighten the front leg, come up on the tippy toes of the back foot, fingers reach up. And then as you exhale, bend both knees. It could be just a little amount. And find cactus arms. Inhale, squeeze and lift. Exhale, bend it all. And then inhale, squeeze and lift. And exhale, bend it all. One more breath. And inhale, squeeze and lift. And then as you exhale, bend just the front knee. Back in our high lunge. Paint the wall in front of you with your palms. Take your hands down nice and slow. Ground down through the hands. Let's step it all the way back, downward facing dog. Got your vinyasa if you want it. Dog and child's pose, lots of options. You do you, whatever that looks like. As you arrive in your down dog, bring down through fingertips. Get that right leg behind you. Like what we did when we were on hands and knees, and you can do it again on hands and knees because that's better for you. We're going to let the right leg come out to the side like a wing. Toes point forward. Lots of glute work here. Keep it lifted, one more breath. And then take the leg back, square off the hips. And we step it all the way forward. Like that little lunge. Yeah. Let's go ahead and bend the back knee, step that forward, forward fold. We're going to bend the knees here, let the belly rest on the thighs. Tuck the chin so the head reaches towards the knees. Take the hands to the back of the ankles or the thighs, wrapping your forearms behind the calves. Keep the head tucking in towards the knees as you ground down through the feet and send the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Really deep forward fold here. Taking another breath. Good. Begin to bend the knees, ground through those legs, move the hands to the front, inhale, come up halfway. Give yourself space, roll the shoulders back, let the crown of the head reach forward. And forward fold. Then we reverse swan dive all the way up, and hands to the heart. Big breath in, big breath out. Ground through the left leg. I'm going to lift the right knee so you come to tippy toes of that right foot. Find your drishti. Don't walk your left knee, keep a little bend. Maybe the knee lifts. Flex the foot. Try not to let that hip hike up. Keep it even with the other hip. Another breath. And we're going to send that leg back behind you. 4, warrior 3. Same thing, toes can be on the ground here. Gaze is out in front of you on the floor, another breath. And bring that leg forward and place it down next to the other. Big inhale, and let it go in your Tadasana. Another breath in, another breath out. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, let's clasp the hands behind you at the low back.
Squeeze elbows and shoulders together. Keep the heart lifted, keep shoulder blades squeezing together. Knuckles might start going down, but keep those palms together and shoulders together. Another breath. Inhale, a little bend in the knees. Sweep all that good heart energy up. Palms to get right back through center. Forward fold. Step back with the right leg. Ground down through the hands. Step plank. Squeeze everything to the middle line. So don't just press the earth away. Squeeze the thighs together. Pull the tummy in. Taking another breath here. You can lower the knees or keep them lifted. We lower through our vinyasa. When you make your way into down dog, take a breath or two here. Extend your left leg behind you. Left leg's going to come out to the side like a wing. Try to keep that leg lifted as high as it can stay. Toes are pointing forward. Another breath. Send the leg back behind you. Hips square off. And then we step it forward. Open it forward if it needs it. Good. When you arrive, and the back leg, step back forward, forward, fold. Let the head go. Bend the knees. Pull the tummy in, ground down through the legs, roll up slowly. Keep those knees bent. Keep the knees bent the whole way. Once the head lifts, roll the shoulders and then straighten out the legs if you'd like. Palms open, Tadasana, feel. In your body right here, right now. Feel all the things there are to feel. Reconnect and recommit to your breath. As you're ready, bring your hands to your heart. Ground down through your right leg, a little bend in the knee. Left knee lifts, or bends rather, and the heel lifts. Toes are either on the floor or lifted. Take another breath. And then we mindfully let that leg slide back to warrior three. Your version of it might be holding a wall, might be with toes down, working on your balance here. Wherever you are, try to square the hips to the floor, press energy out that lifted heel, another breath. And then very slowly lift the heart and step back to meet the other foot. Release the arms. Take a nice full inhale. And a big exhale. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale through center, forward fold. Inhale, we come up halfway. And step back into chair. Let the hips go back. Let the heart start to lift. You can extend the arms or keep them at heart center, where it feels best in your body. Taking another couple breaths here. Maybe you sit down a little bit more. Maybe you don't. Squeeze those glutes, thighs, pull the low tummy in. You got this. And then root down through the feet. Inhale, send the arms all the way to the sky. Exhale, hands come down. Big breath in, open the heart. Big breath out. Float those arms up. We reach up and over to the right, ground down through the legs. Make sure there's space around the neck. Then inhale, lift through center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, swan dive, forward, fold. And ground down through the hands, step it back with the left leg. And then step it back into plank. Again, squeeze to the middle line. Energy here. Don't just be in the shape, be of the shape, be the shape. Root down through your hands, press the heart up a little bit, squeeze glutes and thighs and low tummy. Another breath.
Feel free to move through your vinyasa. Either press back into down dog, or we'll take a few breaths and you can hang out in child's pose or down dog when you're done, or immediately. Wherever you are, breathe. See if you can make any changes or shifts in your shape to alter your experience. Take a nice big inhale and a big exhale. If you're in child's pose, make your way to down dog. If you want to join in, you're always welcome to stay and hang out there. When you get to your down dog, take what's called a funky walk to the top of your mat. You're going to take the right leg out to the side any amount, lifting it, and then step it forward like you just took a step forward. So your right foot will be in front of your left now. Left leg reaches straight out to the side, lift it as high as you can, and then bring it back to the mat a little bit in front of the right foot. Right leg straight out to the side, and then step it forward. And keep going. You might have to come up on fingertips, that's fine, or even onto blocks. It's unhurried. And eventually the feet come together in a forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. You might even grab your blocks here. Might be a nice place to use them. We're going to take that right foot and take it behind the left, placing it over to the left side of the left foot. So you kind of have a crisscross thing going on. I'm trying to show you. Hopefully you can see. So left foot is planted, right leg lift behind. We cross the ankle, so the right foot's behind into the left of the left foot. And then start to melt down. Ground down through that entire right foot. Another breath. Inhale, come up halfway. Root down through the left hand. Right lift. Another breath. Squeeze to the center line. And then we release. Right hand drops down. Then we take the right foot to meet the left in our typical forward fold, side by side, and release. Let the hands move off your blocks. You might clasp the elbows here. Take a nice full breath in. And a full breath out. Bend the knees, release the elbows, slowly roll up. Take your time. Roll the shoulders. Open the heart. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Ground down with the left leg. Lift the right knee. You can always come to the toes or lift that leg. Find your drishti. Straighten the right leg out. Keep the heart lifted. Try not to lean back. Another breath. And then we tick-tock back to our warrior three one more time. This time you might release the hands behind you. Roll shoulder blades together. Open the palms to the outside. Another breath. And bend into the standing leg and step the legs together. Tadasana. Big inhale. Big exhale. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart, ground down through your right leg. Bend the left knee, start to lift that leg. Try not to lock the standing leg, keep a little bend. Find your drishti. Straighten out the left leg any amount. Try to keep that leg lifted as best you can without leaning back. So if you have to lower it, that's fine. Be where you are. Another breath. Slowly guide that leg back behind you for warrior three.
Come in very mindfully, nice and slow and stable, hips stay square. And then let the arms maybe float behind you. Squeeze shoulder blades together, open the heart, let the palms open to the outside. And if you fall out, you just re-enter mindfully. One more breath. And slowly making your way back. Bend that standing leg. Step the feet together. Tadasana. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale through center, forward fold. The left leg is going to cross behind the right ankle, bringing the left foot to the outside of the right foot. Try to ground that left foot down. You might grab your blocks again here. Find some length in the spine. Bring down through the feet, squeezing to the middle line, and that right is to pull back a little bit. Another breath. Root down through the right hand, maybe that left arm floats up. Another breath here. Press down, lift up, and then eventually let that left hand come to the floor. And back through center, you might move your blocks, unwind the legs, left leg meets the right foot, and forward fold. Round through the legs, bend those knees, come up halfway, come into chair. Another breath. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then dive it forward, forward fold. And ground through the hands and just take a little steps back, little teeny steps all the way back till you find your way into down dog. Come through a nice slow mindful vinyasa. Inhale, take it forward into plank. Exhale, lower to the earth. Inhale, baby cobra or higher. Let's all exhale down to the floor. Stay here for a moment. Take the forearms forward. Sphinx. Nice full breath here. Good. You're pulling the floor towards you, shoulders out of the ears. Let the crown lift, pull the low tummy in so the tailbone pulls back towards the heels. Another breath here. You might even move the head to release the neck a little. And gently take the elbows out wide, rest on one cheek. Big inhale. Big exhale. Let the arms come out wide from the shoulders. Make myself down a little bit. Rest on your left cheek. We're going to take the right knee and bend it out to the right. So if you're on a mat, it's kind of hard to slip or slide around, but do your best. So that right knee, we don't want it higher than the hip though. Not like you maybe sleep. We don't want it that high. We want it only hip height or even lower. And then check in with that foot, the right foot, we want it in line, so it's a 90-degree angle. And then wiggle the hips towards the earth, pressing the right shin, heel, and knee, or toes and knee, towards the right wall. And then just let the eyes close a little and soften. Just take a moment to be in this earth hug. Let yourself be held and supported. Connect with your exhale to let the body know it's safe to let go. Notice what's gripping and give it permission to soften. Another nice full breath here. And we'll begin to bend the right elbow
Bringing the right hand in front of your face or under the right shoulder, so the elbow's up towards the ceiling. Keep the left arm where it is, coming out from the shoulder or lower, if that's better for your shoulder. And we're going to roll onto the left side of the body. So you can use that right leg as a kickstand. Roll on the left side of the body, keep the arm out from the shoulder. We're getting into that shoulder and left side of the heart. So the right knee can stay in front of you, or you can reach down through the foot, lift the knee up, come in deeper, or even take that right foot behind you to come in even deeper. This is often called open wing. I used to call it anti-technology stretch. Let's take a big breath in, big breath out. Please let the head be supported. If it doesn't reach the floor, put a pillow underneath it. Soften the jaw. Breathe to the belly and slow exhale. When you feel ready, feel free to stay there a little longer if you'd like. But when you feel ready, you can roll onto your belly. Again, take both arms out to the side. You might stay on one cheek. You might bring your head to center and just take a nice full breath in center. And then as you're ready, switch to the right cheek. I'm not going to switch so that you can hear me talking. Actually, I'll do it from the other side. Switch to the right cheek. Let the arms come out wide from the shoulders. Bend the left knee out to the side. Slide it up as high as the hip or lower. Let the shin reach towards the left wall, melting that left hip into the earth a little more. Let everything settle into the ground. Take a few good breaths. Imagine the big earth underneath you. Laying there, supported and held. Just watch the body do what it does. Have a good breath in and out. In your own time, we'll take the left hand, then the elbow, bring it in under the left shoulder. Elbow reaches towards the ceiling. Make sure that right arm is shoulder height or lower. And then we roll onto the right side using that left leg as a kickstand, either resting in front of you, knee down, knee up, or go deeper and take the foot behind you. Keep the neck relaxed and heavy on the floor. Take good breaths. Opening your wings. Another inhale, another exhale. You're welcome to stay longer or gently roll yourself back onto your belly. You can keep arms out or feel free to stack them and rest your head or your forehead. Just taking a nice full inhale and a full exhale in center. And in your own time, bring your hands under your shoulders. Slowly press yourself back to child's pose. You might leave the knees closer together here. You might even take the hands back by your ankles if that feels good, and then rest the head. Take a few good breaths into the back body. Feel what you feel. See and witness what the body does, how it responds. And take your hands under your shoulders and slowly press yourself up. Come up nice and slow. Especially if you feel dizzy at all, take a moment with the spine upright before sending the hips over to one side. Spinning the feet forward. You might have to come back towards the front of your mat. And lower down either as fast as possible or nice and slow using a little core strength. One vertebra at a time, soften your jaw. When the head arrives to the earth, feel the connection of the back body to the ground. Take a nice big belly breath. Inhale to the belly. Exhale, release. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug, rock and roll. Feel all those points of massage. Again, we'll keep the knees in by the chest. Let the arms come out wide from the shoulders. We're going to let the knees stay pulling in towards the chest. Keep them lifted as we roll them over to the right for a twist. You can always place a block or a blanket between the knees or underneath them. That'll give a little more spaciousness for the hips and the low back. And it'll also bring the floor up to you. Soften the jaw, soften the left arm and shoulder heavy to the floor. Allow a few mindful breaths, letting the body settle into the shape. Always noticing if you can make an adjustment. You make things more doable for you, more comfortable, more appropriate. Slowly, another big inhale, big exhale. With a couple more mindful breaths to settle in here. Take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, pull the tummy in, bring the knees up through center. A little roll from side to side, washing over the spine, realigning. And pulling those knees into the chest and letting the knees float over to the left. And now right shoulder melt open towards the floor, right arm is heavy. Breath, forward. Another big inhale, another big exhale. Allow one more breath to move through. Your next exhale, let the tummy pull in. Let that bring the knees up through center. And again, you might rock and roll a little, hands to the knees, massaging that back body, realigning the spine. You can either stay with little rolls, or if there's anything particular that your body's craving, listen to that. Maybe taking a happy baby if that feels right to you. Taking the outer edges of the feet or the ankles, the calves, or even the back of the thighs. letting the soles of the feet go up towards the ceiling, the knees drop down to the outsides of the shoulders. You might roll, straighten one leg, roll, straighten the other. You might sit in stillness. Just find your own personal happy baby. Take a few breaths. Gently bring the soles of the feet towards each other. Slide the hands to the knees. Bring those knees together. Wrap your hands around the knees. Bring the heart and chin up towards the knees. Give yourself a nice big hug. And then gently release everything to the earth for Shavasana. Let the legs go long and wide. Arms float by your side. Shoulders roll down the back, but are relaxed and flat against the earth. Palms face up if that works for you. Let go of any more doing and just allow yourself to be here now. Begin to invite your breath to move in through the sole of the left foot. Feel your inhale, take the breath up the left side of the body. And the exhale takes it down on the right side of the body. And then inhaling up the right side of the body. And exhaling down the left side of the body. Inhaling up the left side of the body. And exhaling down the right side of the body. Feel on your own. Slow, unhurried. awareness into this moment as it is, without changing anything. Noticing your body, breath, sensation, moving to your external environment, your sounds, the hair on your skin, the connection of the body to the earth. Welcome a fuller breath in and a more complete breath out. Just invite that breath to deepen and lengthen. You can feel the life force traveling through the body with each fuller inhale. Gently welcome some movement by wiggling fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Maybe turning the head from side to side if that feels right for you. Maybe opening and closing the mouth, release the jaw or finding yawn. And then finding a nice big stretch. The first thing in the morning stretch. This is a new moment. As you exit your practice off of the mat to carry it through to your practice in life. When you feel ready, bending the knees, making your way to one side. Coming to lay in the fetal position. Take a moment there. Be with your breath. Be with the stillness inside. Peace and love that lives in there. When you feel ready, you can slowly press yourself. Feel comfortable. Allowing eyes to stay closed or soft to the floor, staying connected inward. Watching and witnessing how the body feels in this moment. Where you feel in your body, what you feel in your body. Without analyzing it with your head, just witness it. Begin it. And bring your awareness to the connection of the legs and hips to the floor. As you inhale, bring that earth energy up the spine to the crown of the head, creating more length. Exhale, relaxing shoulders down, facial muscles letting go. Next breath in, bring the palms together in front of your heart. Gently let the heart reach up towards the thumbs. Keep those shoulders relaxed down. Together, we'll bow a thinking mind to the wisdom, grace, and beauty that works within each and every one of us. Moving the head to the heart. It's a pleasure sharing this practice with each and every one of you. And you have a beautiful, grounded, peaceful, blessed day. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for being here.